too heavy.
Alex thinks that I should start with an opener.
I do, Coach. Go ahead.
And I always ask the question, why? But I think I know the answer. Because nobody is going to care at the end of the year how we won, why we won. Maz is going to ask me some tactical questions after JP got red carded, and I'm going to answer them the best they can. But it's 3 points. And it's 3 points at home after a couple of, duds. And the performance, there's a lot of chatter. The team didn't look like they were gonna score when we went down last game. Some chatter and, social media about the team. That team gutted it out tonight. New York Red Bull, that's a good team. The coach, Troy, does a good job. They got some good athletes, good. We could have conceded, but they held firm. And 8 clean sheets for the group is a big, massive stat. Massive. So, congratulations to the team in the locker room. I'm very happy. So I'm ready for any question. Easy or bad? Good, hard, anything, I'm ready.
It was a good opener for the record. We'll go with the tactical questions. Maz, go for it.
On that note,
There is a mic for you there.
yeah, Albert Rusnak, just in terms of his play, when João Paulo went out and looked like he was more defensive, can you just talk about how he played today, whether it was offensive when João Paulo was in there and defensive when João Paulo left?
I thought the pairing of Albert and JP today worked very well. And then you're asking me what happened again. Yes, after JP went out, we brought Josh, Albert and Nico on the left to start. And then, trying to close the game out, we brought Nuhu on and pushed Cody up. But Albert was key because you need to have some possession of the ball when you go down a man. I think, Albert fits that. I think his composure, I think his ability to think through situations that happen on the field was very good. And what I liked about both JP again and Albert was in that first half and up until the red card, second yellow, they were aggressive in their pressing in midfield. I thought defensively they were good. And so, in the second half when, maybe we got a little tired and a little bit sloppy with the ball at times, I wish we would have had more possession. That was something that those guys can, usually take care of. But Albert's contribution as an attacking player when he, came from a deeper line and played the ball across, I think Gabe Bear got his toe on it, but if he doesn't get it, I think Chu was there to, tap it in. I thought Albert was very good tonight.
Jeremiah, we'll go to you next.
Yeah, I guess a two-part question. One is how good was it for Jordan to get a goal in this one? But then, I guess, what's his status now?
Yeah, so that stopped some of the naysayers about him not scoring. I thought Jordan was very, very good. It's nothing significant. It's an adductor strain, groin injury, however you guys want to phrase it. He thinks he'll be back in 2 weeks.
Any other questions on this side? We'll go over here then. Yeah, Owen, I see you next. Mike's coming around to you.
Yeah, I just want to get your thoughts on Cody Baker and Leo playing together, and then kind of go with that. What kind of different or unique opportunities do you have with a right-footed player at left back?
Well, Kellen Rowe has done that. It's a little unconventional. To start with the second part of your question, sometimes it opens up different passing lanes, but you always prefer a left-footed guy out there. And Nuhu, when he came on, good attitude when he came on. Very pleased having him come on. I think it energized the crowd a little bit, so that was good. But, Leo Chu is also very good tonight. And the pairing of a couple of young kids on that left-hand side is just testament to a couple of different things. Leo Chu has worked awfully hard, because there was a little bit of question, can he do it, can he not do it, good attacking player, but I love the effort he put into the game tonight. He's got a cut lip and a few stitches. Guys were all ribbing him about the needle going in and out. And Cody has proven that, he deserved the signing. It wasn't just a signing just because we had a bunch of injuries, but the kid actually deserves to be on the first team.
Okay, a reminder from media on Zoom, if you have a question, please go ahead and hit that raise hand function button. We'll get over to you shortly. In the meantime, I'm going to stay on this side of the room. We'll go to Nico here. Mike is coming for you.
So I'm sure that JP red card must have changed plans during the second half. A lot of people were expecting Raul to make a cameo today. Just wondering if we could get an update on his status.
Available for minutes, and you are absolutely correct. I would have loved to get Raul some minutes because we need to build his fitness in, real competitive MLS matches. So he was good about doing the extra work with all the guys that didn't play extended minutes. He's in there now doing a gym session. The trainers are taking care of him. He's got a good attitude, and you'll see him against San Jose and Portland.
All right, we'll come back over to this side of the room. Diego, pregunta para ti. Okay.
Oh my God.
Felicitaciones por el triunfo. Sobre Raúl Ruiz Díaz, ¿cómo se encuentra él? ¿Se encuentra al 100% o quizás no? Y si la expulsión del partido de hoy tuvo algo que ver en su no participación en el partido.
So the question is, first, congratulations on the game, and second, is Raul Ruiz Díaz at 100% or not yet at 100%? And if the red card today affected your intention of having him participating on the game?
Raul is not 100% fitness-wise. Health-wise, with his hamstring, he's very close. He's been working hard with the trainers to get himself physically healthy. Of course, you need fitness. There is a time restriction on Raul's return to play, how many minutes he can play, and we're going to build his fitness because Raul is an important player for us, and we want to make sure we're careful on how we reintroduce him to games. And, yes, I would have loved to get him in the game tonight, but unfortunately the red card was a big factor as to why we couldn't.
Raúl todavía no está desde el punto de vista de fitness al 100%, sin embargo, desde el punto de vista de su lesión, ha mejorado mucho y está prácticamente completo. A pesar de eso, sigue trabajando con los preparadores físicos, especialmente para seguir manteniendo su estado de salud en lo que se respecta a la lesión de manera correcta. Pero tiene restricciones de la cantidad de minutos en los cuales puede jugar en el partido basado en su estado actual. Raúl Ruiz Díaz es un jugador muy importante para nosotros y por eso queremos tener mucho cuidado de traerlo de vuelta con la cantidad de tiempo correcta. Y, por supuesto, la tarjeta roja de hoy día influenció en que no pudiera darle al menos algunos minutos durante el partido de hoy día.
Okay, we'll take one more here before going over to Zoom. Jose, question is yours, please.
Coach Dylan Teves stepped up, had a pretty productive game, created some corner kick opportunities, and really showed his hustle out there. What can you say about his performance today in light that he came in at the time that he did?
That's a great question. He was actually talking to Craig Weibel, the two UW alums, and he was telling Craig, man, I thought I was in college again playing against just these giant defenders. And we were kicking the ball long, and he had to battle with these giants. So they had a good moment there. Dylan came on, and sometimes for young players, when you come on, there's not a lot of notice. It was kind of, the injury happened, and he had to come on real fast. That's actually easier, so they don't have time to think. But I would say that Dylan is a smart soccer player, and so when he did come on, he did think the game. He was very good. I always know that Dylan is going to give us the effort. That's not in question. But you are absolutely correct. He was able to sustain our possession at times. When he dribbled down in the corner, smart, got some throw-ins, was able to kill the clock, did all of the little things necessary to help us close out the game. So that's a really good learning experience for Dylan, and just gives us a glimpse of what he can do.
All right, I'm seeing one question on Zoom, which we'll get to next, and then we'll close with a couple of follow-ups in here. Felipe Maqueda, I see your hand raised. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you, Alex. Felicitaciones, Coach Brian.
Thank you.
El triunfo fue un triunfo difícil de conseguir. La salida de Joao Paulo, me imagino que cambió su esquema táctico. ¿Pudiera usted compartirnos qué fue lo que cambió cuando salió Joao Paulo? Y también si nos puede decir si al final los últimos 10 minutos había que defender los 3 puntos, por eso fue que utilizó a todos sus jugadores defensivos. Gracias.
Congratulations, Coach, on the win today. I have 2 questions. The first one is that if how affected the red card during the game for that last part of the game? What was the effect that had on the strategy? And then, if during those last 10 minutes we turn into full defense, just trying to keep the 3 points and be sure that that's why you use most of your defensive players.
Yes, that is exactly why we used most of our defensive players. And yes, the red card did affect, again, Raul, maybe some more minutes, some of the other attacking players. It all had an effect in the game.
Sí afectó la tarjeta roja al final del partido, por supuesto. Esa es la razón por la cual incluimos a la mayoría de nuestros jugadores defensivos. Y si esta tarjeta roja no hubiera pasado, otros jugadores como Raúl Ruiz Díaz podrían haber tenido una oportunidad durante el partido de hoy.
All right, that's all I'm seeing on Zoom, so we'll come back for closers here in the room. Any follow-ups here? Yeah, actually, we'll go over to Tim. And then Maz, we'll go to you next.
Hey, Coach. When the team was attempting to play through New York's press, it was pretty successful. Oftentimes, Cody Baker was a significant part of that. How much of that was to plan, and how much of that was just the guys on the field reacting to what was available?
I think when you're talking about Cody Baker specifically, I think the kid is reacting to things on the field, and it's a it's a really great, I wouldn't say surprise, because I've always liked Cody, but certainly the kid has performed at a high level in some pretty critical games. And we started him against Austin and the Open Cup game and San Diego Loyal, some of those things. But he's really shown tonight a little bit of maturity in some of his decision-making, getting Chu in behind, some of that sort of stuff. I thought he was great. So, kudos to him.
All right, Maz, you can close us out. And I think you opened, so
Wow, okay.
it's a circle of,
Kind of a softball for the coach. Brian, how pleased are you about your team's ability to close out the game? And because it looked like before halftime you were under siege, just comparing that to, closing it out with 10 men and getting a shutout at home.
Yeah, so, we talked being a little bit more direct in certain moments of the game, with our goal kicks not playing out all the time. I think that worked good in the first half. JP did give up that yellow card foul in the end of the first half. We talked about New York being good at set pieces, so eliminating some of that. But I was really pleased when we did go down a man, that you can rely on a deep squad and a deep bench. I was able to bring Javi on. I was able to bring Nuhu on. And those are two very good defenders. And that certainly helped, keep the clean sheet and see us out through, what was a pretty hectic, last 10 minutes of the game.
Your goalkeeper made a great save, 66th minute.
For sure. Kept us in it. Steph's done that for years. I mean, he's always done that.